Hey ladies and gentlemen, I have a little theory I was hoping to share with you. If you've watched my last Kaiju video, you'll know I'm rather a Kaiju fan, so I've been working on this theory for some time. Godzilla and the other Kaiju mainly, along with Kong and the skull-crawlrs. I have worked on a theory, if you've watched my earlier video, you'll know about this. The Kaiju did not come from Earth. They came from another planet, and then they've been splitting to different planets throughout the millennia. They're obviously immortal. My guess, and it turns out that all the Kaiju are brothers and sisters. Mothra, well, she's a little something different. Along with Batra, if you've seen that before. Also, the bones that Mothra left behind for the original Godzilla, those were just something. That was just one of Godzilla's children. The original Godzilla was sleeping the whole time. Yeah. Like I said in my earlier video, when the Kaiju land on a planet, every last one of them, including Ghidorah, they all go into hibernation to conserve energy. My guess is after that long voyage through space, they run out of energy. Hang on. Although, and it has been an apparent fact that the Kaiju just keep growing and growing. So I worked on this theory that the skull-crawlrs and Kong were all, how do I put this differently, exposed to Kaiju DNA, probably back in their ancestors. That's probably why they are enemies. I've worked on the theory that Kong's DNA is from Godzilla, and that the skull-crawlrs' DNA is from, you guessed it, Ghidorah. And apparently, that island isn't just any ordinary island. It's where the Kaiju first landed. And it's where they first went to slumber. That's why the earth is hollow underneath it. And as you've seen, if you've watched all the way to the end of the movie, they show off all the other Kaiju. Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, a lot of them basically. Point is that Mama clearly thinks the Kaiju were just here to take back the Earth, but they're wrong. They're bigger than us. Kaiju have been battling in space for millennia, over millennia, billions of years. They're probably trillions of years old by now. Point is that Godzilla was the incarnation of good in the universe. Ghidorah was the incarnation of evil. If you've watched Transformers Prime, you'll see how it's similar to Primus and Unicron. Basically, and this is just a theory, over time, some Kaiju have become less neutral, if you will, more violent, more destructive. For instance, let's use Destroyer as a representation. You've seen the destruction he causes. He's aware of it, and he loves doing it. Now, here's a little something I found on the internet. This was just one of the skull-crawlrs in ancient times. Looks similar to the big one, don't you think? Well, my guess is this was earlier in the evolution, but my guess is there's still hundreds of them down there. Now, unlike the other Kaiju, the skull-crawlrs and Kong lack the necessary asexual gene in their bodies, which allowed Godzilla and the other Kaiju to give birth to children. Yep. This is a larva form of Batra, the enemy of Mothra. Now, unlike all the other Kaiju, Mothra and Batra aren't immortal. They're born and they die, or killed, basically. As in one of the original Kaiju movies, Godzilla sort of slays that version of Mothra, but that wasn't Godzilla. That was just one of his children. When they have children, they don't really always get it. That's why they try not to have them on, well, these planets. My guess is now, All that Godzilla has slain Ghidorah once and for all, we won't have much to worry about, but he still has to deal with the skull-crawlrs. They have Ghidorah's DNA, and for some reason, unlike anything else on the Earth, skull-crawlers somehow bonded with that toxic DNA. Normally, when something comes into contact with Ghidorah's DNA, they automatically get... Apparently, the skull-crawlers are so resistant that they can handle it somehow. Doesn't really make sense to me, but yeah. Also, it does seem like some of the Kaiju... Oh, hang on, found something. This explains it. According to this, the original Mothra was lost in a black hole. That's why there are children of it. She obviously had laid children as eggs before or she fell into the black hole. Most likely that's where Batra ended up too. Real strange. Hang on. Now, I have been thinking about this for a long time, but I had a theory. If you've watched the Godzilla films on Netflix, for instance, this one, at the end of the third movie, or near the end of it, I noticed something. I recognized it too. The Hatua's god was Mothra, as I've said before. So now, most likely, what Mayana was putting her hand on was Mothra's egg. It all fits in now. But in that version, they've changed it a bit. Oh, hello! Found a full-fledged image of Batra. See that? That is an evil version of Mothra. Well, not exactly evil, but like opposites, if you will. In one of the movies, Batra arrived from the ocean, I think it was from the ocean, to combat a meteorite that was heading for Earth. So Mothra and Batra worked together to get rid of that new Mechagodzilla. Honestly, now I see why Godzilla's so mad all the time. We keep using his kids in experiments. Honestly, I'd be mad too. Honestly, sometimes I wonder why Godzilla doesn't just, I don't know, blast us. I also watched this video a long time ago, Ultraman vs. Godzilla. Even then, Godzilla didn't win. Weird. That's not the only thing. I believe they once tried merging a living Godzilla with Mechagodzilla technology. See? Obviously it didn't work. Again, one of Godzilla's children. Multiple versions of Godzilla exist. Hello? Oh, this is an interesting theory. The Mega Kaiju from Pacific Rim versus Godzilla in his full power form. Who would win? When Godzilla is in Burning Godzilla form, he's pretty much invincible. His heat increases, so whenever he steps, there's fire. His heat rays, it's amazing. And he sends out giant energy pulses. And his shield and his skin, it's completely invincible. In one of the clips of the movie, I noticed that the scientist, I forget his name, sacrificed himself to bring back Godzilla to his full strength. Now, obviously, since Godzilla had been imprisoned for such a long time, he'd lost his strength. So, that bomb was the only way to get him back his strength. Only way for him to finish off Ghidorah once and for all. Looks like Godzilla finally achieved it. You know, it's rather nice if you think about it. Kong avenged his parents, and Godzilla ended his mortal enemy. Imagine what the two of them could do if they worked together. I mean, to be fair, Kong could be following Godzilla's orders. You know, it's weird though. I still thought that nothing could end up merging with Ghidorah's DNA for more than like 10 minutes, maybe less. Hang on, I'll bring up that clip I was telling you about. It's right at the end of the movie. If I decided to watch it all the way through, and I was just watching it a minute ago, and I was right, there was something. Monarch are the people who want to keep the kaiju, get rid of the kaiju. But those kaiju, the kaiju they face on the island, they're just little insignificant things. The real kaiju are much more dangerous. And, for all we know, there could be more of them out there, or back on their home world. I've estimated that the kaiju are about... let's say... a couple million years younger than the universe? Hang on, I'll bring up that clip. Just give me 1 second. Found it. Give it a second. You'll see in a moment. And just ignore this. About the music, it always made me think there was something else. Now I know there was something else at the end of the movie. It turns out that the scientists that were on the mission, they were a part of Monarch. It's hard to believe. You know.
You're just gonna sit there in the dark. You're enjoying this, right? Is this fun for you?
Yeah, I know it looks like he's talking to
I
himself.
won't tell the Russians.
I promise I will tell the Russians.
She's gonna tell the Russians. Why are you keeping us here?
I want to go home.
We get it. There was no island. We were never on an island. Island? What island? Brooks, what the hell is going on? Welcome to Monarch.
Told ya.
This island is just the beginning.
There's more out there.
What do you...
When I saw that image, it looked really familiar. The image of the explosion was exactly like they used on Godzilla. But radiation affects the kaiju very differently. A lot of them absorb it, makes them stronger. Really strong. How do you think Kong and the other... how do you think Godzilla and the other kaiju are so powerful? They feed off radiation. I mean, it's like giving my brother a cocktail. Basically, think of it like a toxic cocktail. Toxic cocktail. I like that. Hang on.
More. This world never belonged to us. It belonged to them. The question is how long before they take it back. Carl
Now you're gonna see.
is not the only king.
You hold. Godzilla. Rodan. Mothra. Ghidorah. Who's Kaiju as well? Battle between Ghidorah and Godzilla. Hello, old friend. It's hard for me to think that the humans actually want Godzilla gone. I mean, if Godzilla didn't get rid of Ghidorah, it would be much worse. Okay, hang on. I'll try and describe this as best I can. Let's see. It's not my best drawing of them, but so don't laugh. Okay. I can't see it very well. Hang on. Oh yeah. That man, he said he was a part of Monarch. Now it all makes sense. Those things, skull-crawlrs, they're just mutation, basically, of Kaiju DNA. Kong? He's something else. He's an evolution, not a mutation. This is Godzilla. This is Ghidorah. See? All three heads. Point is, a lot of the time Ghidorah's DNA is toxic to living things. So he doesn't really get it other creatures related to him like Godzilla does. Or Mothra or the others. But it seems for some reason the skull-crawlrs were able to sort of mutate from the DNA. Not evolve like Kong. Hang on. Hang on. So, basically, skull-crawlrs, they're not an evolution like we evolved from monkeys. They're a mutation where something is forced to change. It seems the DNA didn't just change the skull-crawlrs into what they are, it devolved their minds. Like, I'm guessing once they were rather intelligent. But it looks like over time, Ghidorah's DNA has eaten away at that. Like, sugar eats away at your teeth. That's the one I was looking for. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the Troll Hunter signing off from another epic Kaiju video. Don't forget to comment down below what sort of video you'd like me to do next time. So long, guys.